Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We've got some more live tournament action coming at you. It's still going to be a PvP. Perfect and Psycho going to be battling it out. fLcPsyco. Sounds like a fun individual. Psychotic. That's okay. I'm sure his name is not indicative of his, actual person. The guy that you meet and shake his hand. I'm sure he's not a psycho. At least I would hope not, right? But even so, if he's a good Protoss player, I guess we can deal with that part of his nature. Either way. So it's going to be on GSL's Daybreak. I do like this map. It is only a 2-player map, so scouting does become a little bit easier. It does enable some certain things that, you can't really do on a 4-player map, where scouting is a little bit more difficult. Like cannon rushing and things like that tends to be fairly easy on a 2-player map, but probably won't see any of that here. It is a tournament setting, and both of these guys are going to play relatively safe as we move forward. It looks like Perfect going to be spawning again as green down here in the bottom left-hand corner. In the top right, it is going to be fLcPsyco, whom we will just call Psycho for the remainder of the match. He is pink, and he is ready and raring to go, taking on Perfect here. It's got to be a good feeling. He's made it through the brackets pretty well, taking out some pretty nice master-level players. And here we do find, I'd say, yet another very good matchup. Very good matchup. Looks like the brackets tonight are pretty dang hardcore. We've still got some solid players in for the evening. In fact, let me go shoot out to the brackets real quick and just let you know who we've still got in the tournament. We've got TSL Hyun, Vortex, a guy named Josh, Miwo still in, who we saw earlier, Dirty Zenith, great guy there, Easy Micro, and obviously the Perfect here. So good stuff, but there's a couple other guys on there who I'm not familiar with. We'll check them out if we do catch one of their matches. But I'll tell you, this is going to be gearing up to be relatively mirrored match. Psycho's slightly ahead on his gateway timing there. But Perfect following his, going for the gateway here as well. Chrono's going out on the Nexus for both players, it appears, and the Simulator going down for both at just about the same time. Psycho slightly ahead there to get it down about 5 seconds before the 2-minute mark, so a little bit faster. Maybe indicative that he's going for a heavy gas build. We'll see if he is going to take his second gas here before the 3-minute mark, or even the 3.5-minute mark is okay for PvP. But we'll check that out here in just a minute. Psycho does complete the gateway and tossing down his Cybercore immediately. Perfect. No Cybercore quite yet. He is delaying it there just a little bit. Not a big deal, but he is going to have to be mindful of that timing moving forward. So he's got that cyber coordinate going out, but look at him chrono boosting his economy here. It's hardcore, man, I'll tell you what. And we can see Psycho saving up his energy. It looks like he is going to start chrono boosting out his cyber core here. So I'm assuming at this point that we are going to go for some kind of 3-gate or 4-gate aggression. Looks like Perfect and Psycho both kicking it here at the geyser. It's like a stare down. Who's going to take the gas geyser first? I guess nobody. It looks like Perfect is going to evac, but Psycho's still got this idle probe. Going to want to get that guy back to work. There he goes. And taking his second gas. And it looks like, ooh, this probe does go down, so he's not going to see the second gas there. Nice snipe by Psycho. And Chrono's going down for him as expected on his warp gate technology. Looking good and solid. Psycho putting down a forward pylon, however, so I'm assuming we're going to see that aggression come out of him. It's about time for him to start putting down extra gateways. There goes one. Look for number 2. Or actually, let's see, this would be number 2. So look for number 3 and potentially a number 4 coming out of Psycho. But he does have that second gas. Notice no mining going down, though, interestingly enough. So 3 gates, I guess that's what we're going to stop at, which makes sense. He can transition out of this fairly quickly. And if he wants to grab the second gas, he can go fairly heavy sentry if you'd like, with good stalker support. Back here at Perfect's base, let's take a look and see what this guy's got going here. He's got this one stalker checking around the base for different things. He has not checked over here for this pylon, but he is going to do so right now. Nice play there from him. But here comes some reinforcements from Psycho. Psycho going to be able to stave this guy off here in just a moment. Here comes 2 more stalkers for Perfect, and we are going to have a nice engagement. Look at this. Perfect disregarding the Zealot, going straight after the stalker here, but he is going to allow it to get away, and now going to take out this Zealot pretty quick. Here comes your reinforcements, though, from Psycho. Perfect, got to keep these stalkers alive. There he goes, microing it back, keeping that guy out of harm's way, and he is going to back up to the high ground. Doesn't feel like he has time to take out this pylon. Not going to go for it. He is going to try and play defensively here. He does have a couple sentries in the mix. Those guys are going to be helpful. Blocking that ramp is a very, very key factor to defending this 4-gate type of aggression, 3-gate aggression in this case. But notice that robotics going down for both players here just about the same time. And we'll see how that's going to play, but I'll assume that Perfect with this defensive posture, he's going to start gearing up for the expand a little bit sooner. And he is cruising out to take down this pylon, so Psycho sacking his forward position is backing out here as well. See who's going to take the risk, I guess, if you will, of expanding first here. 7 minutes in, we've got plenty of time. They can really wait till about the 10-minute, even 11-minute mark where everything is relatively even at this point. You don't want to wait too very long to take an expansion, but we'll see. We'll see how this is going to play. Now notice for Perfect, we do have the Observer coming out. He's chrono boosting that guy out. ASAP is going to send him out across the map and may actually poke his way up to the scout the high ground here and go for an attack with that guy. Maybe. He's got it rallied to his army, so he may be going for exactly that. An early attack. Psycho going to be going for his, guess what? Robotics Bay coming down. He also is getting out an observer of his own, sending this guy out across the field. We'll see what he's going to be able to scout here in just a few moments. But we're waiting for that Robotics Bay to complete here for Psycho, and he is going to start pumping out an a Colossus immediately. Pretty dang good. There it goes. We've got the Colossus coming out. In the meantime, we've got one probe here scouting the center of the map, and here comes your Observer. He's going to poke his way into the front. You can see the expansion going down for Perfect. It is 50% complete, and the scout here does not see the army. Now, I mean, Perfect can't really move out unless he goes around the backside, but there is a pylon here as well. So just about anywhere he goes, he will get scouted here from Psycho. I love that Psycho's controlling the map this way. Looking to really, really solid. Perfect tossing down 2 more gates. Wow, that's 4 gates and a robo, and he still has this Nexus coming out. It looks like he is going to go for the push. I assume here in just a moment. Maybe not. Maybe not. I guess since he does have the Nexus coming out, he's just going to play it defensively. We'll see if Psycho is going to be able to make this happen with his Colossus. Notice he's already got some out on the field, the 1, and working on number 2. Putting together a pretty decent-sized force. Got another gateway going down, and he is going to be set to go. I'd say for a push, as soon as the second Colossus comes out, he may go. If he waits for a third, it seems a little bit risky, especially considering he did scout his opponent taking this Nexus. And so once this economy starts to kick in, he's not going to want to wait too much longer. It looks like he did choose to move out with the 2 Colossus. I don't blame him, man. I think this is a great decision. Now, this was scouted by Perfect. He did see these guys moving out across the map, I would assume, if he was watching his mini-map. And some good solid warp-ins coming in here for Psycho. And he's going for the push. Going to get these guys together in just a moment. Perfect. Spreading his units out so he knows that it's coming. There goes your destructible debris. He does have out another observer here. Going to take a look at the army composition. Try to choose a good spot for defense here. Notice he's splitting his immortals up pretty well. He's got a lot of sentries here. This obviously getting those force fields here aren't going to be super effective. Wow, but Psycho not finishing the job here with the destructible debris. Cannot kill inanimate objects. How do you expect to kill somebody like Perfect who can micro? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Psycho. Go for it. Looks like this guy's cruising down to the backside. Is going to see these guys trying to poke up the rear. And is he going to defend? Yes, great positioning there. Here comes the push. Good force fields, though, coming out of Psycho. Pretty decent force fields coming out of Perfect, but they are going to get stomped on fairly quickly by these Colossus. You can see the ground army, though, of Perfect really holding strong, man. These mortals are really keeping themselves together, keeping these guys in great position, and now is going to push through the remainder of this ground force, except for the Zealots here for Psycho. Psycho is still keeping some of these guys out on the field, so a little bit of micro is required here for Perfect. He cannot stomp these force fields, unfortunately, but it looks like he is going to hold here for the time being. Now, he did also get out some DTs. The DTs going to work here as quickly as possible. And DT is now going to chase these guys down. So great play from Perfect. holding on just long enough to let those DTs come out, and now he's going to start pushing back out across the field. Now there's going to be a lot of observers though out on the field for Psycho, so the DTs, while they will add a great DPS here and an element of surprise, if you will, not going to be super effective since there is plenty of detection out on the field for Psycho. So it looks like Perfect backing up here yet again. He knows that he can kind of just chill here. He does have the economic advantage. Let's see how big it is, by the way. 39 to 30 probes. So really solid there, solid economic base. He's on the 2 bases, which is keeping the pressure off his main. You can see that he's got pretty decent. I mean, these are kind of getting mined out pretty quick, but not nearly as much pressure as Psycho's base is going to be enduring. Look at that. They're getting pretty low there. Here comes the push once more from Psycho, straight up the front. Great split here from Perfect, keeping these units not bunched up until backed out, but good force fields going down here once more, and some Zealots coming in from the flank, and they're trying to take down these Immortals as quickly as possible, but these Immortals should be able to blast through there. Not too much trouble. And now going to try and chase down the Colossus with an Immortal. I love it. Great decision here. Oh, wow. And there's the GG from Psycho. And the reason he's GGing here, guys, is because he just cannot transition to his second base. 15 minutes in, it's way too late, and his main was about to be mined out. He wouldn't even get his second base up and running before he would be mined out in his main. Just one of those things. Great play there from Perfect, holding on strong and taking down the game. We'll be seeing him in his next, I would assume, here in just a few, so we'll catch you guys then.